Welcome to Unfrazzle, a podcast for solo business owners with a big vision who are ready for a kinder, more sustainable approach to productivity. I'm Louise Miller, and each week I share bite-sized insights to help you step away from the hustle, stop faffing and stay focused so you can make your brilliant ideas happen and make a bigger impact in the world. Before we dive into today's episode, if you enjoy what I'm sharing here on Unfrazzle and you'd like to support the podcast, you can buy me a cuppa by going to buymeacoffee.com/Louise Miller and making a one-off donation. I'll pop a link to that in the show notes. Okay, grab yourself a cuppa and let's get started. If you've been in my world for a while, you may have heard me compare running a business to being on an adventure that takes you through the forest. Sometimes in areas of lovely dappled sunlight, sometimes trying to avoid muddy puddles, and sometimes in a treehouse looking down at where we've been and ahead to where we're going. When it comes to getting stuff done, some people struggle because they stay on the forest floor, even when they start to feel they might be going in the wrong direction. Maybe panic starts to set in, maybe they start to feel like they're going around in circles, they're not quite sure where they're going. They stay on the forest floor, and in practice that might look like staying glued to your desk even when you're struggling to focus because there's too much to do, or not asking your team for help because you think it's quicker to do it yourself, or feeling like you have to post across all social media platforms multiple times a week without actually stopping to consider whether that's the best use of your time, maybe feeling compelled to respond to messages and comments immediately, or just generally feeling like your Tasmanian devil to-do list has hold of your ankles and is stopping you from moving forward. And then there's people who struggle because actually their heads are in the clouds. It's kind of the opposite situation where they never leave the treehouse. They dream of this amazing future, ideas are flying at them thick and fast, and they think they can do them all. They're really inspired to do all of the things, but they never quite touch down. So I had a client many years ago who talked about feeling like she was a tornado of inspiration and ideas and excitement, but she was unable to make any kind of an impact because she stayed up in the air and never actually hit the ground. So in practice, that might look like having this really strong vision and really brilliant ideas, but avoiding taking the steps you need to take to get you there. Maybe you think you need to know more first, and so you're signing up for more courses, or perhaps you only want to take action when you're feeling inspired and energetically aligned. Or it could be that you keep chasing after every idea that comes your way, but you never quite finish them. So you're ending up with half-finished blogs, opportunities you didn't follow through with because you were already on to the next thing. And whether you are the sort of person who is kind of stuck on the forest floor or just stays up in the treehouse, there is nothing inherently wrong about either of these states. The trouble starts when you're unable to move from one to the other. So when you're always stuck with your head in the clouds and you've got no strategy to ground your brilliant ideas and vision in consistent and aligned action, or when you're always in the weeds and have no strategy to lift you back up so that you can remember what's important and feel inspired to keep moving forward. So the thing I want you to remember is that every successful business needs a dreamer and an anchor. And when you're a solo business owner, you have to find a way to be both. And one of the reasons that Make It Happen Club is so effective at helping people get stuff done is that the process I lead people through allows them space for both the dreamer and the anchor to bring their unique gifts to the party. So the dreamer has the opportunity to imagine how they want life to look and feel, to reflect on what's been working, to celebrate successes and notice the lessons, and to remember why the things they're working on are so important. And the anchor is given space to get realistic about the time and energy involved, the tasks that need to get done to move things forward, when they might work on those things, and the support that they need to get them where they want to go. It's a really powerful combination of inspiration and implementation that ultimately leads to impact. So my question for you today is this: which of the two camps do you tend to fall into? If you're left to your own devices, are you more likely to get stuck in the weeds, or do you have your head in the clouds? And what can you do differently to make sure that you redress the balance between dreamer and anchor so that you can keep making progress? And before you go, if you're listening to this around the time it's released, you can experience how it feels to have those two states working for you in practice by coming along to the free challenge that I'm running during the first week of June 2025. It's called Quiet Action, Big Impact, and it will help you get back on track so you can have your most productive month of the year so far. So go to louisemiller.uk/quietaction. That is louisemiller.uk, not .co.uk. I will put a link to that in the show notes as well so that you can find your way there. It would be amazing to see you there. And as always, I hope that this helps, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you for listening to Unfrazzle. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend who needs a dose of calm productivity in their life. And I'd love it if you could leave me a rating and a review, as that will help more people discover this podcast. If you'd like to hear more from me to help you stop faffing and take back control of your time, you'll find a link to join my mailing list in the show notes, and I would really love for you to join us. So thanks so much for your support, and I look forward to seeing you next time.